Well, good afternoon. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and it is Tuesday, November the 7th, 2023 at approximately 16:30. That's 4:30 Mountain Time, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and I am in Sidney, Nebraska. Did 555 miles today. Came through Salt Lake City, all across the state of Wyoming, and ended up here today, this afternoon, still getting things kind of organized here, and it's a little unusual for me here lately. Oh, and I got 48 hours of whiskers on my face, and my last shave was also the last video recorded from day before yesterday. And so a little unusual in that I'm supposed to be slowing down, but I was watching some videos yesterday and last night, half a dozen or different ones. I watch new guys, I watch the regular guys that I like to watch. Let me introduce the equipment as we get started. I'll get on to my observations. The razor is the very first new production razor that I bought after the gold dollars and the break-in period where I figure out, yeah, I think I can do this. And so the Dovo Bismarck, I think this is probably, it's not only an excellent razor in its own right, but it's probably the best razor, in my humble opinion, the best razor for a beginner. You don't have a shoulder you have to contend with, shoulderless. It's a very handsome razor with the gold wash and the mother of pearl acrylic handle scales. Nice decorative etching on the spine, carving there, and it's not so terribly expensive either. For the soap this week, I am continuing with the red Cella. All right, and the brush is a 24 millimeter QED Manchurian Select 24 millimeter premium. What is that? Manchurian Silvertip QED Select. That's what it. Let me put that up there against the camera so you can see it. And I love these. It's a little small. The handle's a little small on this particular model, but the bristles are amazingly soft while still yet providing satisfactory backbone. All right, so I'm going to load the brush significantly. And I wanted to, I knew the Bismarck was next up in rotation for my purposes, but it is also honed up, and as I've always used once I got the Coticule stones in and got sufficiently capable with the Coticules, that was my choice of my razors to go into the Coticule, go with a Coticule. And so that's why I'm doing the video today, so recent from my last video, is because I've got a few remarks to make about the Coticule. And in my set of stones that I have at home, the base foundation of my set is the Shapton glass stones. And they're excellent, of course. I got the 500 grit, I've got the 1K, 2K, 4K, 8K, 16K and a 30K grit stones, and they're fantastic. And I have two coticles. Both of them are select grade, which is, you know, I don't know that I'm a big proponent or admirer of the names of the veins from which the stones come from. In fact, my two selects, I don't have any idea. No one's ever told me. I've never asked. And now I've got a little 2x4 that I got from Jared, and let's see if I can remember the name of this. Something Verde vein, and it is, he said, do you want a fast stone, a slow stone? What do you want? And I said, I want slow. I don't mind putting the strokes into it that I need to put into it. But it's so small. I do use it on occasion, and it is very capable. My two coticals, I call them A and B. My conical A, I've got pretty well whipped. I think I understand it. And conical B, I just haven't had the time to put in on learning it with all the others. Now, so I got the Shapton glass, I've got the conical, I've got the several different Arkansas, and I did a video on that just not long ago. The finishing stones, the translucent, the surgical black, or the hard black, if you will, and the true hard, which I am a strong proponent of, especially if you're budget conscious. Go to Dan's Whetstone and look for their true hard grade, and it's a finishing stone. It's a 2.5 plus on the GS scale. And so you're not one whit behind anybody that's got a translucent or a surgical black, in my opinion. I have a few razors. I have several razors honed up on the black, a few razors honed up on the Norton translucent, and a couple of razors on the True Hard. And I find no bit of difference in the quality of shave that the edge, that the stone gives off on the edge. But I want to talk about conicals. And I want to say this with all the courtesy and politeness. Not that it would be otherwise. I'm not. To Dr. Matt, who just did a video yesterday, day before yesterday, whatever it was. And he said something that just amazed me and I probably have learned more about the conical from Dr. Matt than anybody else that I have watched. Especially his 4-part series is just, it's a must watch for any serious conical user. But he said in the video that he was, now the word was either amazed or surprised. I don't remember exactly which, but it was amazed or surprised that the conical gave as good of a shave as he might have expected from the Arkansas. And his final conclusion was that the Arkansas was more crisp and the conical was more smooth, which is precisely what the conical is known for, being a smooth razor. Now, I'm going to leave that there because that kind of transitions to the rest of the comments. Okay, here we go. Conical edge, Dovo, Bismarck. first strokes are just fine, just great. And there was another of my regular shavers yesterday that I watched, and I believe it was Martin Shaves, Test Shaves, who said, you know, I'm of the opinion, he says, something to the effect of, I think that an edge can be too sharp. And I've heard that, and that was one of the reasons why I went out and bought the Shapton Glass 30,000 stone. Not only did it complete the set, but yeah, it's sharp. It makes for sharp. Now, sharp is nice. Everybody wants a sharp edge, and that's great. You ought to try different kinds of edges from different kinds of stones. But thinking on this today as I was driving my 555 miles from just southwest of Salt Lake City to Sydney, Nebraska. Everybody's beard is different. And certainly, as we get older, our whiskers become much more bristly, for a lack of a better term. In my early reading and studying, whiskers can be as tough as copper wire. And you've probably seen that. Or heard that yourself. And indeed, a part of the job of straight razors and shaving with a straight razor is exfoliation, which means it's got to get sharp enough to pull off that little bit of skin. I don't know how deep it goes, and that's not really the focus of my comments. And so extra sharp, 30,000, 20,000, some of these specialty stones I don't know about. The only other, I failed to mention my Zulu Gray, and I also have a Belgian Blue Whetstone, BBW. And again, I haven't spent enough time with it. I know people do make finishing edges with it. though it's got bigger garnet sizes than the yellow Coticule. And so my final concluding point that I want to make is sharp is good. It may be true that there is such a thing as too sharp. That's to the individual user. But given what it is that we do, we're just shaving, and when you shave a whisker from the face, it just goes level to the plane of the skin. So, which leads to this concluding remark, and that is, sharp is sharp enough. If it's taking the whiskers off comfortably, smoothly, without tugging and pulling, and just slices right through the whisker, it's sharp enough. I made the point in a last video, it was the one up from the driver's room video before last, that there are no rules here. Just like you use what's customary. I wouldn't go out and hone my good razors on a red brick, although there are videos of people who have done such things, but they ruin the razor. So use what you want to use what you can afford, and sharp is sharp enough, as long as it's cutting your whiskers comfortably, which this is. This is a Coticule. Never use anything on this. And I do set it with the Shaft and Glass series up to about 8K, and then I jump over. Oh, that's just, that feels great. That feels great. I may have some more here. Whoops. So that's what I wanted to say about Coticles. I'm not surprised one bit that the Coticle gave the smoother, more comfortable shade, because that's precisely what Coticles are known for. And the Arkansas equally is known for giving a pretty good crisp edge, sharp edge, maybe not as sharp as a Shopton Glass 30,000, which you wouldn't expect it to either. Now, my Zulu Gray will give as good, if not better than an Arkansas. Yeah, when you're done with the Zulu Gray, the spine and the bevel, the edge are just as mere polished as can be, nearly as much so. As a Shopton Glass 30,000. Now, the second thing I wanted to address is I watched several beginners who, one by his own admission, says that he doesn't use a straight razor all the time. I think that's a mistake. Two things I want to say. You've got to give the straight razor a fair chance. 100 shaves, 200 a year, stay with it. Don't deviate from it. Do all the things that the guys on the videos tell you. Use both hands, left and right hand. Get the moves down, and you will become proficient. All it takes is time and experience. That's getting proficient at using the getting proficient with the straight razor. The other thing I want to say to the new guys, I say new guys, beginners, is watch the videos, do your homework. Whether it's reading on the forums, asking people questions, watching videos, which is what I did mostly. Mostly. Listen to what they got to say about how to hold and handle a straight razor, the basic grips of a straight razor. Whether it's like this or like this, or, there's different grips that you can use for the different moves that you want to make. Always watch your angle. One guy I was watching last night was coming in at almost a 90-degree angle to his neck. Not recommended. Nope, not a good idea. So watch the guys that you think are senior, who've been doing this for a while, who have demonstrated from their own videos that they're reasonably proficient. And intelligent about what's going on, that they can, in other words, they can talk their way through the steps. Now, I don't spend as much time as I used to on beginning steps, but I still make mention of angle, pressure, strokes, passes. Most of the guys that do a good job on the beginning videos will tell you that, about 1 or 2 blade spine widths from the skin when you're coming in to make your attack. I'd say yes, or less, as flat as possible. I think I said that in video before last I was talking about. More and more I'm finding that the flatter you come in, and by the way, Jock at Dapper Shays did an insert video some months ago where he showed that the steeper the angle you come in, the more damage you're doing, the whiskers are doing to the edge. Yeah, I'm paying attention, Jock. I'm paying attention. This brush is just fabulous. I love it. I've got two 24 millimeters in from QED Select brushes with this Manchurian Silvertip Badger. The other one's the red garnet, you may remember. It's got a little bit bigger handle that you can grab onto better. And then the other two I've got is a 26 and a 28 millimeter, and they have nice handles, much bigger handles. Oh, I heard a knock at the door. Not my door, but. I've got my do not disturb sign up on the door. This restroom, this private bath, shower room is not equipped with the deadbolt lock that says vacant or occupied, so that's always a danger sign to privacy. Danger to privacy. So those are the things I wanted to talk about today. Feel free to comment in the comment section. And let me give some few shout outs here too. Do not disturb.
Okay, I'll check up on you since you've been in there for a while.
Do not disturb. They just can't help themselves. Probably can't read either. I was going to quote the line from Planet of the Apes by Charlton Heston, or Roddy McDowell was an ape. Very nice. Well, I started in on my shout outs to Dapper Shave, Jock at Dapper Shaves, Martin at Martin Test Shaves. Dapper is in, Jock is down there in South Africa. Martin is over in the UK. Bill M, one of my favorites, is in Pennsylvania. And Lukey 3262 is in Missouri. The previous two haven't done videos in a little while. Also, I want to shout out to Gordon Christie, also of the UK, I believe. Well, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun watching me have fun. Very nice indeed. All right, oops, one more spot before I wash off the lather. Oh yeah, very nice. Okay. Let's move on to the head shave. Always take care of your equipment, putting it in the leather sheath. Oops. I got some lather on the phone. I'm getting to that stage in the game of the shave where I'm getting anxious because they're going to knock on the door again and then they're going to start complaining and blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm gonna say that's it. We used the gold $208 like we did in the last video for the head shave. We used the Dovo Bismarck with a conical edge for our primary face shave. We used the QED Select 24 millimeter Manchurian Badger. We use the Cella, and I'm going to use some Ozma here in a little bit, but I'll do that off camera. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you down the road.